If Yan can, so can you. If Yan cannot, don't even try. No, I think everybody, if they enjoy, if they love to try, they should try. Nobody is the best cook in the world. Nobody can claim they're the best cook. There's no such thing as the best cook. I've been doing television show for 32 years. I've done 3,700 cooking shows. I never feel tired. I always, you asked Jay. Jay had been with me the last 3 days. Every single class I do, every single dinner I do, I have the same enthusiasm, the same passion, the same energy, even though I'm very tired. But the reason is because when you're passionate about what you do, work is pleasure, it's not work. And when you work, I'm willing to do it for free. The pay, money is just a bonus. If you have that kind of attitude, you'll be okay. When you love what you do, whether in whatever profession, you're passionate enough that you will enjoy it. When you enjoy it, then you can be creative. When you don't enjoy it, it's very hard to be creative. As a writer, as any professional. So I've been very fortunate that I love what I do, and I continue to enjoy what I do. And I've been doing this longer than most people. I've been hosting the Yankee Cook Show for 32 years. Before I even graduated from college, I started doing cooking shows. And I still enjoy it, and I started by accident because I never intended to be on television. I never wanted to be on television. And I never trained to be on television. And that's the reason why Chef One is so good, because he's natural. He loves what he does. He cooks with the heart, and he loves people. You have to love people. There's a lot of chefs in Malaysia. How many of them are as energetic, as vibrant as Chef One? Very few. It's not that he's not, I guarantee he's not the only one, but he's one of the very few that because he loves people. Everything I do, I say it from my heart. I don't have a script. I never have a script. You ask me a question, I just tell you how I feel in my heart. I don't make it up. I just tell you this is how I feel. So I think you have to be genuine. You have to be honest with yourself. And sometimes I joke a little bit because I'm so used to be joking. A lot of the people that come to see me, particularly people taking classes, they're professional. They work all day. So a lot of time I will make a joke. I will get them excited and so they can pay attention to me. I don't want them to fall asleep in my class. So that's why, and I do cooking class to make money to go to college. So that's why the more I do that, the more I felt that, I make some impact in people, and I feel good about what I do. And being an Asian, I feel very good. I'm quite sure Chef One share the same thing. We're Asian. We're able to be proud Asian. We're proud to be having the Asian heritage. We want to promote Asia. There's a Chinese saying, 失敗乃成功之母. You take lesson from your failure. As a professional, even as good as Tiger Woods, he cannot get in the hole even as this man. You make mistakes. And when you love what you do, when you feel confident about yourself, I think most of the Asians in North America don't have enough confidence. I always believe, first, believe in yourself. If I try my best, I should feel good about myself. If you try your best, you don't feel good yourself. You don't have confidence in yourself. When you don't have confidence, to me, it's detrimental in your career. Okay? I'm not trying to be saying that I'm the best. I never say I'm the best. Right? The key is when you fail, you feel that, hey, you can do it again. So to me, I never felt bad. If I make a mistake, I tell them, hey, don't do what I do. Right? So I only feel good. I hardly feel bad. I have no time to feel bad for myself. I love to make people happy. I always said my philosophy is, if I can make somebody smile that day, just one person, I feel good. If I can make millions and millions of people smile and laugh, that to me is an amazing day. And hopefully, every day I make millions of people smile and laugh. Knife skill, to me, is the most important skill. You go to any cooking, you ask any chef in any cooking school, any culinary school, the first class is knife skill. If you cannot pick up a knife, you cannot be working in the kitchen. You cannot just only use machine to do things. There are a lot of things that you have to cut it by hand. So if you have no knife skill, I guarantee you can never find a job in the kitchen. You don't have to have the best knife skill because you can always practice. Practice makes perfect. But you have to be able to pick up a knife and do things. Even today, I still use my knife on a daily basis. At home, I cook. Because the reason why I cook is because even though I cook a lot, at home, when I'm home, I'm always cooking because I can bone a chicken. I can cook a whole meal in 25 minutes. When the rice is done, I have 4 dishes. If I wait for my wife to cook, it takes about 17 hours to prepare a meal. Because it takes about 2 hours to just bone the darn chicken. The fastest I ever done, I recorded 12.35 seconds. Because I was in perfect condition. I was younger and I'm not sleepy. And I can do it. And I massage the chicken for 3 days first. No, I'm just joking. I cut myself yesterday. And not yesterday, the day before. When I took a 20-hour trip, and I was half asleep, and then I have to do some prepping with the chef, and I would tell him because I have to do 2 cooking class, right? And the cutting board that's why I bring my own cutting board. I don't like to use anybody's knife. I pick up somebody else's knife, and I cut myself. And yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before, I was on a channel, News Asia. I was boning the chicken, right? And it's not completely healed from the first day. And I press it, and I got blood all over. And I can't see it, because I was talking. You see, I talk too much, okay? And I didn't feel it, because I didn't cut it again. I just break it. So one of the hosts came on staring at me. And I said, Jesus, I have never seen anybody staring down like this. So I looked, oh, wow, breathing. And I immediately grabbed a towel and I put it on my side. And I kept talking, finished the entire show. I love my children. They just start college. They're good-looking guys, actually. They just start college, and I teach them how to cook. So they actually cook in the dorm for the room. This is twin boys. They just turned 18. When I cook, my cooking assistant. So they wash my dishes. They take the garbage out. So these are funny guys. I actually teach them how to cook so they can cook for the neighbors. I mean, the roommate and the professor. I said, this is how I make enough money to go to school. I said, you better learn how to cook from your daddy. The time when I was growing up, China was in a very turbulent, harsh time. Everything was rationed when I was 2 or 3 years old. Nothing to eat. We always go to bed hungry. You only have 4 ounces of oil a month and 2 pounds of meat a month. So we were always very hungry. So my mother always able to cook up something. She raised chicken in a patio, and she had a little planter box that she actually grown a little tiny bit of vegetable and green onion. So I always see, even without much, she's able to create something. Like most people, their favorite food is always comfort food, always the food that the parent, the mother, prepare for them. I love casserole. I love bao zai fan. Cook with a clay pot. Because my mother does it all the time. Because you know why? The number of reasons, like my mother, when I was growing, my mother have served chicken, right? We have some mushroom and yam, taro. And then we will cook and some Chinese sausage and chicken. She will mix them all up and stir fry them, and we'll cook them in casserole. The great thing about casserole, at the end of the meal, it's still hot. Hot food is supposed to be served hot when it's best quality. And then also, the next day, if you left over, they taste better. Any of the casserole. So that's why I love casserole. It's just like a comfort food. I love tofu. I love curry. Because tofu is bland. and healthy. And tofu take on any flavor. If it's hot and spicy, they take on hot and spicy. If it's salty, it take on savory. And you can use tofu to make salad, to make soup, to serve it chill as an appetizer. You can use it in casserole. So I like to. In my fridge, I always have tofu. I had 2 durian last night, and I was having dinner with some of the top Chinese chefs, and I said after that, I said, you know what, I really like to have to. Because in Asia, in the U.S., in North America, you don't have this kind of durian. You have Thai durian. The Thai durian doesn't taste as good. And they're frozen, they're from Thailand. So every time I come, I always have durian. You know what, the funny thing is, if I have a really well-prepared lobster or crab, or even a bowl of noodle soup, laksa, if it's prepared properly, if the noodles not overcooked, if the broth and the seasoning is properly done, not overly seasoned, simple food can be just as good as abalone, bird's nest, or sea cucumber. It's not about the ingredient. It's like truffle. So what is the big deal? Huh? Goose liver. What's the big deal? Caviar. What's the big deal? Just salted fish head. But it's so rare. That's why it's so expensive. To me, seasonal, fresh ingredient, well prepared, is the best food on earth. It's not about money. It's not about precious ingredient or rare ingredient. It's about cooking with your heart. Being a cooking teacher, I don't want to limit myself, my repertoire. And also, I'm one of the very few chefs that travel all over the world. Okay? Give you an example. I was in Louisiana, Cajun food, right? Everybody loved very hot and heavy spices. I would do the kung pao chicken with local spices. I would use crawfish. I do kung pao crawfish. So a lot of time, as a chef, you have to be also a creator. You have to inspire yourself and to be creative. And you cannot just, I only make these dishes. You're famous. Some people, they're famous for oyster. Some people, they're famous for abalone. That's my good friend, Yang Gunyat. He's famous for abalone. He's the abalone king. Basically, he's known for abalone. I don't want to confine myself to be known for one thing. Like today, you see, I use my knife, I use this, I use that, I use all kinds of stuff. And the whole idea is about sharing. Like today, I cook this and I want to share with you. Food is about sharing. Food brings people together. So that's why I love this business.